$15,000.
Wow, a lot of money.
Yeah, but now Edina native Chris Perry didn't get any money, but he got a lot of prestige.
Well,
this
it
weekend,
looks like so far he has anyway. We'll tell the people what we're talking about,
right.
okay? The past week has been something Edina's Chris Perry will never forget. He's been playing in the U.S. Amateur Golf Championship at Glenview, Illinois, which isn't so unusual, but for the first time ever, Perry will be playing in the finals, and that's a first for any Minnesota golfer as well. Tomorrow, he will face defending champion Jay Siegel in match play for the championship, and we want to wish him good luck. Chris Perry isn't the only Edina native making a mark on the national sports scene. The Edina American Legion baseball team has been rolling along at the American Legion World Series in Fargo, North Dakota. Last night they won 17-0 over Chico, California, and tonight they went after their third straight win facing Worthington, Ohio. Look at that. They lead 3-0 in the 8th inning. So Edina on their way to another victory, and we will have a crew in Fargo tomorrow to bring you complete coverage. The Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is getting a lot of attention in Arlington, Minnesota this weekend. The tournament features most of the top amateur baseball talent in the state, including Jim Eisenreich, who left the Twins earlier this season and is now playing for St. Cloud. I talked with Jim briefly today, and although he refused to comment on camera, he did say he's feeling much better, but is still unsure about his future with the Twins. One thing for sure, he still plays like a pro. Let's hope things work out for him. Another familiar face, Rick Bell, who plays for Cold Spring. Bell was the Vikings' last cut a week ago, and even though he's a pretty good baseball player, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Rick in a Vikings uniform before the season is over. The tournament in Arlington lasts through Labor Day. It was long ball afternoon at the Metrodome today, but unfortunately for the Twins, Baltimore did all the hitting. The Orioles scored 13 times, including 6 home runs by 5 different batters. That's a record against Twins pitching. Designated hitter Ken Singleton nailed a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded up and over the wall for a grand slam, his 18th homer of the season. That made it 8-0 Baltimore in the third. They added 5 more to win it 13-0, the final in that one. That's 2 shutouts in a row for the Orioles. Game 3 of the series is tomorrow at the Dome. Let's take a look at our Major League Baseball scoreboard now. The White Sox beat Boston 9-6. Ron Kittle had his 29th homer of the year for the White Sox in that one. And Detroit got 2 home runs, one from Lance Parrish, another from Chet Lemon, and they beat Toronto 7-4. Cleveland bombed Oakland 13-6. Gorman Thomas with his 19th of the year for Cleveland. And a doubleheader, Kansas City won the first one 5-0. Gaylord Perry with the shutout. They trail in the second 6-0. Couple other games out on the coast, Milwaukee and California, all even, and no score yet on the Yankees in Seattle. In the National League, Pittsburgh got 6 runs in the 7th inning. Mike Easler had a pinch hit grand slam for the Pirates, and they won 6-2 over Atlanta. The Braves have now lost 6 in a row, and they're dropping out of sight in the National League West. The Cubs 9-3 over Houston. San Francisco defeated Philadelphia 5-4. San Diego and the Mets are all tied up in the 9th inning. 2 other scores. Los Angeles leads Montreal 3-0 in the 8th, and Cincinnati and St. Louis all tied up in the 9th. The Vikings open their regular season in Cleveland tomorrow against the Browns, a team they haven't faced in over 2 years. And remember what happened the last time they did meet? December 14th, 1980 at Met Stadium. The Vikings, Tommy Kramer drops back late in the game and throws the now famous Hail Mary pass. It was tipped around, and watch where it ends up, right in the hands of Ahmad Rashad. A touchdown as the clock ran out. Everybody in the stadium went crazy, including Vikings coach Bud Grant and Matt Blair. There they are. The Vikings won it 28-23. Let's hope they have an easier time tomorrow. Tom Ryther is in Cleveland, and we'll have full coverage tomorrow night. In San Francisco tonight, the 49ers took on Philadelphia. Both starting quarterbacks, Joe Montana and Ron Jaworski, were forced from the game after taking hard hits. That's Philly's Joe Pisarcik hitting Hubie Oliver with a 17-yard TD to win it 22-17 over San Fran. After the 49ers blew a late scoring chance. No word on how long Montana will be out. The Vikings face San Francisco next Thursday at the Dome. The Gopher football team is getting set for next week's season opener with Rice University in Houston, and this morning they held their final preseason inter-squad scrimmage. Our Steve Carroll was on hand and has this report.
The Gopher football team held 11 sports.
Martina Navratilova, Pram Shriver, Andrea Yeager, and Jimmy Connors won their matches today at the U.S. Open Tennis Championships, and so did Greg Holmes. Now, if you're wondering who that is, well, he's the guy who upset Guillermo Vilas today, and watch how he did it. Holmes in the near court takes Guillermo's volley, and then he charges the net here. Now, watch what happens. Holmes will make one save. Vilas returns, another save, and watch the next shot. He dives, makes the save, gets the point. Holmes wins it over Vilas, so Holmes moves on, and Vilas is out at the U.S. Tennis Open Championship. Finally, our 11 Sports fishing forecast has a good day in store for us without getting up before sunrise. Tomorrow's graph shows an early morning period until 6:45, but here's what I've been waiting for: good fishing throughout the day. From 8:45 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, with an excellent peak from 9 until 2, perfect for the Labor Day weekend. Something to look forward to tomorrow, NFL football on NBC starting at noon. We're going to have Los Angeles Raiders against Cincinnati, and then at 3 p.m., the New York Jets are taking on San Diego, a doubleheader to start off the NFL season. And Joan, coming back to you in the Fifth Avenue Mile today in New York, Wendy Sly of Great Britain was the women's winner. Steve Scott of the USA won the men's division.
Okay, and I have to say it sounds good. Back to football Sunday.
Yeah,
Fall
I'm
is
looking
in the
forward
air.
to it.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Barry. We want to check in again on that American Legion World Series score in Fargo, North Dakota. Look at that. Edina on top now, 3-0 over Worthington, Ohio in the 9th inning. Edina on the way to their 4th victory. And just a couple other reminders. The Vikings start their regular season tomorrow in Cleveland. Tom Ryther is there. We'll have complete coverage tomorrow night at 10. And we will also have football for you tomorrow right here on NBC 11 starting at noon. So a very busy weekend still ahead.